This is Celine. She is divorced, very strict with her kids about screen time, as is her husband. So they're consistent with it, her ex-husband. She now has a new guy, and he's on his phone all the time. And so her kids are like, what about this guy? And she's, can I tell another adult what to do? But because she wants to model good behavior, which is good parenting. And the people who called so far are like, yeah, he's an adult. He can do whatever he wants.
I think you can tell another adult what to do if it's in your own home. Because if he's on his phone too much and it's a bad example for her kids, I feel like she doesn't have to be rude about it. She could be like, hey, like, we try to do less screen time in our house.
Yeah. Could you go in the other room, at least? Like, if you have something you need to do and you need to do it and you feel like you need to do it, I just wish you would do it in front of my kids.
And I feel like it's often not something you need to do when it comes to screens,
right?
It's
kind of rude. It's kind of rude, right? It's first of all, he's being rude, and then
he's like scrolling on TikTok. They're all just sitting at dinner.
Yeah, and so like literally the guy who I did ask, and he did not have kids, he was like, yeah, you just sit the kids down and say the rules are different for adults. That is a terrible lesson.
Yeah.
Do as I say.
Not as I do. Yeah,
as a child, that would be just, I'm starting to think I have some sort of spectrum thing going on, because my brain is like, that's not fair. We're not doing that.
The justice thing is actually an ADHD symptom too.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Like you have an overwhelming sense of justice.
Yes! I cannot let go of things that are injustice. It's terrible.
I feel that way as well. Yeah, but no, I feel like I would struggle so much if I had to date in front of my child, because I feel like the idea that you're bringing someone in who's a model for your children and then they're modeling things you don't want, that would really screw with me. So I think she should have a conversation with him. Honestly, it's going to benefit him if he's off his screen.
And if he doesn't like it, then maybe this is not who you should be dating, who's not interested in being a good example for children.
Definitely, I absolutely agree.
Thank you, thank you. Brought us back around,
Oh, I brought my coffee in today, I'm sorry. I'm like, I didn't spill it, so I feel like Nick was the one who spilled it last time.
Fine. Just if we spill it, we'll just clean it up with some bleach to make it smell like bleach.
Yes, exactly.
Is that what it was? He was weird about the smell of it?
Yeah, and I think it was because Nick had spilled it that day. So.
Okay, so phone screen time.
Hi, people. We're talking about other people's problems on the radio today.
Okay, so this is about my friend.
Okay.
So he is, let me just turn this on. Okay. So basically, he is ill, potentially terminally ill.
Yeah.
And he is not a religious person.
Right.
And he's clear to all his friends that he is not religious. So he was raised Catholic, and as I think you're Catholic, are you raised Catholic? And
I was raised Catholic.
As that can make you one way or the other. You're like, I'm all in, or you're like, that was terrible. I want to get as far away.
I don't want to do that to anyone else.
Yes, I want to get as far away from this. And I think that's where he was. Is like he was a little stunted from his Catholic upbringing.
Yeah.
So he's not religious at all, but in particular anti-Catholic. And so this friend of his, we'll call her Beth because that's her name, keeps calling him to try to be supportive, which is great. While he's in the hospital, he's sick. But because she was raised Catholic as well. Both of our mothers were right on this. And she has been, as she got older, more and more religious. And she's, you need to get with Jesus. And I think this would really help you. And I'm sure she's concerned that maybe he's going to die too, and she's worried about his soul.
People who are they're worried that you're going to go to hell.
And so and normally I'm very intolerant of people shoving their religion down your throat, but in this case maybe she feels some sort of moral imperative. The question is, can he just be like, stop it?
Yeah. If I was on my deathbed, and sorry, not that he's on his deathbed, but I'm like, if I was like
struggling,
struggling. And someone was trying to come to me, and it almost feels like a guilt thing. Almost like she feels like she has to save him or something. But if I was being made to feel like I was gonna go to hell because I have
extremely not comforting.
That's not comforting at all. I think you can absolutely be like, hey, I love your support, but please don't bring the religion stuff in. Like, I feel like people have also had really traumatic experiences with their religion, especially people who are like gay or fell outside of the norm. Like, their religion tended to make them feel bad about it. So it's just, you never know what someone's personal experience is with their religion.
And he's already been clear, and she should respect it. And since she's not, he's within his rights to say, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Because you can be a supportive friend without shoving your religion down.
But what do you think of my theory that she's feeling like morally obligated to do it? That's her problem.
Yeah,
take your moral obligation and
he's supposed to now hold her like guilt about hell. Like, you know what I mean? That's too much for anyone. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. So Kira is a very literal person. Sarcasm goes over her head. And her boyfriend is not mean sarcastic, but just it's his nature to be jokey and sarcastic. And so consequently, they have lots of breaches of communication because she didn't get that it was a joke. And so she's wondering, can you ask somebody to essentially not be their personality type?
I don't think it's asking him not to be his personality type, to be like, hey, I take things really literally, and sometimes I feel like you're being not serious in moments I want to be. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously, if it's all the time that she's getting confused and bothered by him, that seems like it's not a compatible thing.
Yeah, I think it's less bothered, but more, oh God, I missed it again.
Yeah. Yeah, that has to be a conversation to meet me in the middle a little bit. He probably doesn't realize it.
It's just been his whole demeanor, and that's how he's gotten through life. And yeah, because I think the callers, if I recall, were split on it. It's, oh no, you can't ask him to be something else besides what he is. So maybe you could ask him to do a hand signal.
A hand signal if he's being sarcastic? That would be like...
I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't a thumbs up. Or roll your eyes or some physical sign that you're joking so she catches on. And where the guy was like, no, that's disrespectful.
There has to be some aspect of his personality that she likes because they're together, been together.
Right.
There could be a conversation. I'd be curious how he responds. He's probably not going to be defensive about it. If you're a jokey person, you're probably going to make a joke about it. Yeah.
So just gonna be like, are you serious or what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be terrible. I think if he made a joke about how he jokes all the time and she doesn't get it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Bad.
Have you felt like that with me? Because I feel like I make jokes all the time. No? Okay. Well, I just make good jokes.
It could be your demeanor that goes along with it. A very expressive person.
Yeah,
like
that's
facially
true.
And whatnot.
We have one trusty viewer who like everyone keeps coming in, but then we have this one who's like watching. I'm like, what's up?
All right, I can't wait to hear your answer on this.
Okay.
So this is Tia. She recently got in an argument in person with her boyfriend, and like right in the middle of the argument, he stops, walks away, comes back with the rest of the argument, and it really didn't make sense. And that's when she realized, oh, this guy's using ChatGPT to win arguments. And so she's like, oh my gosh, he's probably been doing this for a long time with the text disagreements because it's invisible to her, right?
Yeah.
But in this particular instance, he literally walked away. So how would you be feeling if someone was utilizing a tool like this to win an argument?
First of all, if you're gonna go use ChatGPT in the middle of an argument, can you like come back with a good response?
Yes, the one that makes sense and it's not so obvious.
He didn't even come back with a good response. That's like the craziest part about all of this to me. I'm like, if he like won the argument using ChatGPT, I feel like we'd be having a different conversation.
Because ChatGPT is like, it hits it out of the ballpark or it absolutely sucks.
First of all, there's just so many layers to this. In what world is it okay? Sure, we've talked about how some people need time to process in the middle of an argument. They need to leave. They need to take space.
And that's what she was thinking.
But this guy's just going into another room and staring at his phone and being like, man, I'm right. That's a problem in and of itself that he thinks that's okay.
The need to win?
The need to go into another room and talk to an AI while you're in the middle of an argument with your partner. That to me is just, he's relying on it probably way too much in other zones of his life. Okay. Because that's just super, super weird. And then the other thing about it is, yeah, he probably is using it when you're text arguing. Also, how much are you two arguing? Because, like, I'm all for, yeah, not every relationship's going to be super hunky-dory all the time, but it does seem like the arguments are pretty frequent.
And this is part of my continuing series. Is this relationship doomed?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I want to hear this guy. This is one of those, we need to have the callbacks, and we're going to call this guy and get his side of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because sometimes the two of them do call in together, but this was not one of them.
Yeah.
She just wrote in. I like to check in on myself. So sometimes when I have an argument, I go back to the ChatGPT and I'm like, was I the jerk here?
Yeah.
And get feedback on that. That's okay. I'm too far away from my therapist, is it?
But there's a Reddit thread for that. Am I the asshole or whatever? ChatGPT often, even if you have whatever setting you have on it, it is going to tell you what you want to hear. That's just how it's programmed.
Okay, so don't take it as real.
I just don't think that's like the ultimate, oh, ChatGPT said I was right, so then I can feel good about it. You know what I mean?
It's not the ultimate answer.
Yeah.
Wait for my therapist.
Wait for a human. A human.
Get a friend. You can get a friend.
Yeah.
All right. I was really surprised at the answers for this one. Okay, this is the final one.
I like it when you tell me what the other people have said like that. Yeah, it's always interesting.
So anybody who's ever worked in an office has had this happen to them. all their lives, probably. There's the one person in the meeting who always makes the meeting longer. Sometimes it's stupid questions, sometimes it's side stories. It's just so frustrating for everyone else. So Paula's in a situation where she's not that person, but she's really good friends with that person.
Yeah.
So her coworkers are like, hey, could you, after one particularly long meeting, or hey, can you talk to your friend and maybe give her some helpful pointers on how not to do that because she's killing us, man.
Everyone feels this way.
Yeah, everyone feels this way. And so the callers know, you don't get involved in that. That's an HR issue. And I'm like, how is that an HR issue? It's not, it doesn't meet the bar of being so bad that she's violating HR principles. She's just annoying everybody.
It's not an HR issue. It's a supervisor container of the meeting issue.
Yes.
As someone who contains, I mean, it's couples therapy. It feels like groups sometimes.
Right.
Like I'm just like sitting there with two people and I need to contain them. You like determine as the group facilitator or the meeting facilitator or whatever what those parameters are. If every person that was annoyed at this person who's going over in the meetings complained to the supervisor or like the facilitator of the meeting, they would need to give that feedback to her. And if the facilitator of the meeting can't hold the container, that's actually their problem.
But to me, that's telling let's just call it a supervisor, that you're telling the supervisor they're not doing a good job because they should have already been containing it. And they don't think obviously don't think it needs to be contained.
This has been a problem, you could say, like, if everybody goes to a supervisor, then they aren't doing a good job if they're not taking everyone's feedback, in my opinion. But it doesn't sound like people have gone to the supervisor.
No, because I would feel like you're criticizing the supervisor at that point.
No, you're criticizing the person who's going over. You're like, hey, this person's going over and it doesn't feel helpful. Now,
your meetings already suck. Could you make them suck less?
I do wonder if the supervisor's scary or something. Like, why are they going to this one lady? Because why would you go to someone's friend about it? Like that.
Because what I just said, like, it's we already hate the meetings and we don't want to interact with the supervisor and be like, oh, the meetings are terrible already. Could you keep it on track?
I don't know the way you're saying it. I would never say it that way. No, I'll call.
Okay, well, give me an example of how you would say it.
I would say, hey, Kristina is talking way too much in these meetings, and I feel like I can't focus when it's like it's dragging on and on. It feels unnecessary. It feels superfluous. And would you be able to hold the boundary a little bit better and maybe say it in a little bit of a softer way?
Well, I never really noticed that. It doesn't seem like the lead meetings are long.
Oh, okay. And then I would go walk away and I'd tell like my 3 coworkers that all feel the same way to go and tell the supervisor the same thing.
And phase it out over days.
No, everyone needs to sign a petition.
This girl sucks.
No, I think I'm getting revved up because I can't stand those people. It like really bothers me when people like they're about to end the meeting. They're like, okay, the meeting's ending, and someone's like, oh wait, I actually have a question
that nobody cares about.
It's so specific to them. I'm like, no, I usually just leave. I usually sign off. Like,